part of our forecast and our WDSU first warning weather forecast. It's going to be about the smoke and fog potential. And we are watching this one very closely because that's the fire that's been burning near Bayou Sauvage. When we can see that smoke plume, we know that things could be getting a lot worse. But right now, there's just a bit of haze that's here. But right into our WDSU first warning weather outlook with a dense fog advisory first. And that is why we have a weather impact day for tonight and early tomorrow morning. And what that doesn't show is the area of most concern, which is going to be right around the fire. But first things first, why it could be more widespread dense fog tonight. Temperature's pretty warm here. We're into the 80s, well above the typical high of 84 for the time of the year. When you look at the dew points, that best measure of humidity in the air that we have and the water vapor, they're into the 60s. They've been 50s in the previous days. So that's one thing to note, that we could have a little bit more fog in more places tonight. We have the south winds. That's also a big part and where it could blow the smoke. But right now, the winds are up about maybe even 5 to 10, 10 to 15, averaged over a couple of minutes. But again, that's expected to kind of fade tonight. The wind speed's starting to relax, and so that smoke just kind of goes and stays in place. And that's why it's going to be about the same areas of concern where the smoke is right now, so potentially combined with the fog. Fog not only tomorrow going into Wednesday, but possibly Thursday. We've even extended now going into Friday. The potential we could still find some fog that's there. After all this is said and done, we're hoping to get a little bit of rain. If we would get the rain to fall, that would start to alleviate some of the issues from that smoke that's in the air and start to push that down and clean out the air. So the dense fog advisory, but let's check out that fog forecast and where my greatest areas of concern will be. This still shows that the reduced visibilities are likeliest along the coast, I-10 to I-12, 59, but still some areas around the airport and even around Houma. But the first area of concern will obviously be around the Twin Span, New Orleans East, and Michoud, and as you head towards around even Slidell and 10, 12, and 59, all around the city in St. Tammany Parish. Second area of concern is right along the coast, I-10 to I-12 in the North Shore, but there still is another area that is very typical for fog to form, as you know, and Monday we had some rose clouds around Houma. That would be the third area of concern. Low temperatures, 50s to 60s. Those are right in line with the dew points I just showed, which is why it could be more widespread dense fog. Fog clears in the daytime hours, about 10 to 11, and we're up for a very warm day once again into Wednesday. Highs to around 80 to 83. Then into Thursday morning, we do this all over again with the fog potential. The problem spots could be very well in the same places I just went through. From the low 60s and 50s and 60s, a few more clouds could come around on Thursday, but we're still holding off the rain chances more into Thursday night, well after sunset. But that would be a great thing if we could get the rain, clean out the air, keep a lot of fog from forming, and then kind of clean out the smoke that's there as well and keep that combinations from occurring. However, if it's not very heavy, that actually adds more humidity to the atmosphere. High temperatures still to around 80 before that rain starts to arrive. But still into Friday morning, there is this last surge potential as the winds might relax a bit with a little bit of light rain and some fog potential. But as we go through the weekend, that front will start to ease through, and that'll pick up the rain chances as it stalls upon us to Saturday, to Sunday, to next Monday. So we will keep several days of clouds, kind of cool, maybe a little breeze picking up by the end of the week, Monday to Tuesday. The thing is, with the rain chances, I'm not seeing large amounts with it, which is why I'm still a bit concerned to hang on to the fog potential, even beyond Friday to where we have it right now. But that's something we'll keep in mind after we get through the immediacy the next 2 days. WDSU first warning weather 7-day forecast, weather impact days for smoke, fog potential, smog, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then as we go to the weekend, it's just going to be about cooler weather and the chance of rain, with it being light rain at that.